Oh, yeah. Guess who's back again. Come on. Travis back. Tell Ountae. Oh, that's not how it go. Welcome in to Hold My Banner. Travis Thomas here with the walking, talking, triple-double himself, Ountae Campbell. How you doing, man? It feels good to be back here. I got my feet kicked up. Huh? It feels good.
Hey, man, it's like you never left, bro. It's like you never left, bro. Right
I'm
back
home.
on cue.
Let me ask you this before we get into the proceedings this evening.
Yes.
When you have other people on this show, my man,
Yes.
does anybody give you the intro? Like I give you the intro. Does anyone say the walking, talking triple-double?
I don't even know if our new fans know that nickname. They don't even know why you call me that.
Okay, well, little history lesson here, okay? This gentleman right here is humble. Okay? I ain't. So I'm going to tell you how good he was. My man hooped. First of all, he's an LA legend. Let's start from the beginning. His origin story. He's an LA street ball legend, in the court legend, in open run legend. Anywhere in LA, you know about him. Then he comes up, goes to Fresno State, balls out, decides, you know what, I'm balling out, but I can ball out more. Transfers to UTEP, balls out there too. So he is the walking, talking triple-double. Did I cover it?
Yeah, I think so. I think they got the idea now.
Fair enough. Let's get into the Celtics, shall we? You cannot tell me now, after you done traded damn near the whole team, that Sam Hauser's name is next on the list. Yeah. This is ridiculous. Who's next? He's next. Here's a tweet right here. The Lakers would be interested in Sam Hauser if the Celtics want to trade him. Per Sports Illustrated now, the Celtics are still currently not under the luxury tax. So I have two questions for you before we even talk this out.
Yes.
How in the hell are you not under the damn luxury tax? When what team do you have right now? How are you still not under the luxury tax? And number two, of course the Lakers are interested because he's a good player who can help get them over the hump. We could talk about them here a little bit too. But, like, the Celtics are shopping every damn body, so of course they're interested. I would pick up the phone, too, Ountae.
Yeah, okay. I'll start off with the first one. How are the Celtics not under the luxury cap?
How?
Okay, first of all, they're finally under the second apron.
Okay.
Finally.
All right.
They're finally under the first apron. They got under that as well.
How many aprons they
There's just two. There's just two. Just two.
Damn.
Dog. And they are working, at least in this scenario, to get off of that last $9.4 million.
But why him, dog?
Because he gets you under it.
I don't want to lose Hauser, too. And I'm not trying to sit here and act like, you know, this is the end of the world and he's the greatest player I've ever seen.
Yes.
But, like, it already is so thin with bodies, big bodies at that. Now we're getting rid of him, too. What are you getting back? A bag of Cape Cod chips? That's not going to work.
No, you're right. And here's my thing. Going back to what you're saying, like, what do we get back? My thing, if I'm looking at that Lakers team, I only want Austin Reeves. Like
I do too.
That's the only thing.
I still want size though.
But I'm just saying. So
I'm
financially, that wouldn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So then obviously, if you're trading Sam Hauser for Austin Reeves, obviously that's not a 1-to-1 trade for the Lakers.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Reeves financially makes more, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's not a 1-to-1 trade for the Lakers. They're gonna say, hey, give us something else, picks, whatever, package some picks. They don't probably want second round from the Celtics because they're not dumb.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know I don't love Rob Pelinka as a GM in this league, but he's not a dumb guy. You know what I'm saying?
Not.
So I'm out on this deal as a whole.
Well, I'm looking at their roster now. Right. That's the only reason I'm staying here because I'm with you. I would want Austin Reeves in a perfect world, but you would have to give up more to your point.
Right.
I am looking at their roster of available people I would think, would Reeves, if you're not getting a Reeves, do you like Jackson Hayes? I want to buy. Here's why I'm going big man. You have to get some length here. Yes?
Yes.
So if I'm trading with the Lakers, I'm just looking at their big men. They're not very good.
Right.
Finney Smith, they're not giving him up.
He's trash.
And he's trash anyway. Hayes at least, he's an athletic big. He's 7 foot. He can block shots. Can I go Hauser for Hayes and a draft pick from the Lakers? Is that fair?
But where? First, second? Protected?
They're
How
not going to
protected
give.
are
They're
we
not
talking
giving
about?
up a first.
Okay, so second round
pick. Would you
from the
folks,
Lakers?
What?
That's going to be in the late 50s.
You're going to trade the guy anyways. I mean,
so we're going to get somebody in the late 50s so we can draft another Max Shugla, another Amari Williams? Like, what are we talking about here?
In return, you get an athletic big who you at least know can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time as Jackson Hayes. He is a rim protector. He's still relatively young, right? How old is Jackson Hayes?
Hold on.
And then you get a second-round pick.
And hold on. And we're talking about Celtics culture. I mean, you haven't been on the show in a while, but I know you've been keeping up and keeping tabs. Yeah. We've been talking about Celtics culture and the ability for these guys to come in with Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown and how they've welcomed in every single guy, even guys like Niang, who they've had trouble with in the past, and all this other stuff.
Now Jackson Hayes.
Now we're going to bring in the firecracker of Jackson Hayes?
I think
like, come on,
work.
bro. And I'm not even the type, whatever. Basketball is basketball, and maybe this is the fandom in me coming out because I've enjoyed watching these Celtics teams and enjoyed rooting for Tatum and Brown and, Mazzulla and all these guys throughout the time that I've been here in Boston. But, bro, I don't want Jackson Hayes. Keep Jackson Hayes and his off-the-court issues and all that other stuff away from this Boston Celtics team.
Okay.
Please.
So no trade scenario with the Lakers works for you in this case?
I don't want any of these.
Their roster's trash.
Maybe a Dalton Connect. Maybe.
They're not
maybe
him up.
for cost-cutting reasons. But once again, I don't want to give up Sam Hauser for that. You know what I mean? I've talked with Casey and I've talked with Adam about Sam Hauser because people were, I was, harping on how Sam Hauser wasn't really the guy that he's been in the regular season and in the playoffs. He kind of fades a little bit in the playoffs.
Yeah, he does.
And, people were, so it made it seem like, how I am. Once you put me on that opposition, I'm going to go hard against you, So people may think that I don't like Sam Hauser. I think he's a good NBA player. I don't want him for a Dalton Connect because I know what I have. I know championship pedigree. He was here who won it. You need guys who were here who understand what it takes to win in Boston and play in this media
Winning
and all this other stuff.
No doubt.
He does all the things that you want out of a Boston Celtics player, and I hate to say he does things the right way because he's a white guy, but he does do the things the right way. He's not in the media. He's not loud. He makes his shots. He plays as hard as he can on defense. He does all the things that you would ask of a role player in a system playing with two superstars.
He delivers.
He delivers in that way, shooting 40%.
He was clutch, too. A lot of those shots down the stretch, championship games, big playoff games, they were clutch shots.
Right, exactly. So, I know what I got in that. I don't know what I got in Dalton Connect. They tried to trade him 18 times, the Lakers. So clearly they don't like what they have in Dalton Connect.
Which I'm surprised by because they need shooters. I'm looking at their roster as we speak. Outside of, we both like Austin Reeves, Luka's Luka, and LeBron's LeBron.
Right.
I don't like any of them.
Right.
I mean, I don't want Rui. I don't want any of these folks.
And LaRavia just got there. I think he's a good
just got there.
So they're not trading him.
They're not trading him.
He just got there. They expect for him to play. You know what I mean? They signed him so that he can play.
I don't love this team's roster. Dude.
Me either. So I don't want to do a deal with them.
Yeah, I guess not. But you have to move Hauser.
I don't even know all the assets that they have off the top of my head with the Lakers.
Yeah.
But LeBron's empty the clip
my God.
on every single. They don't have options.
No,
that's why you look at their roster and you say, ew. Because they got to have Gabe Vincent for $11 million on this roster. They paid Marcus Smart $5 million. They traded for Aiden or whatever.
Aiden.
So, or signed him because he was waived or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah dude, I'm out.
Yeah, this team sucks.
I'm out on that roster, bro, as a whole. But, could I move on from Sam Hauser, just to go back from that topic as well? Could I move on for Sam Hauser just to get under the cap? Just to get under the luxury tax. I kind of like that, honestly.
Moving on from him?
Yeah, if you can find a good partner, you know what I mean? And get in that $3 million range like you were talking about with Jackson Hayes, get in that kind of caliber of player, you know what I mean? I would love that.
What are you looking for in return, though? Because when I said second-round pick, which feels fair to me for a Hauser, you scoffed at that. So it would obviously have to be a serviceable player that can continue the role that Hauser was, coming off your bench. He's in the rotation. I still think a second-round pick with that player is a fair trade.
Yeah,
personally.
I feel like, it kind of could be I just don't like Dalton Connect, but it could be that kind of.
So it would depend on the player.
Yes, I need a shooter. Okay. I need a shooter back, that's for sure.
Well, he can shoot. Connect can shoot.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't think Connect is consistent shooting enough. You know what I mean? Dalton Connect was a rookie last year, and everyone talks about that, but he's like 25.
Right.
He's like dang near my age. You know what I'm saying? Like, the development is almost over, which is why the Lakers keep trying to trade him.
Is there any world in which, okay, this is outside the box. Is there any world in which you can keep a Hauser and you move someone else? A Simons? I don't know. But
yes. But
because that's a guy, when we first acquired Simons, it was, he'll be gone in a week. Now all of a sudden it's, no, he's getting burned here. Trade him and keep Hauser.
So I do think that Simons is going to get traded before the trade deadline. I don't think he's going to be
that gets you under the second apron.
Right. I don't think he's going to be a Boston Celtic when Jayson Tatum is back. You know what I'm saying? Whenever that is. At the end of the season. Yes, I agree with that. I think the tough part is, right, because he is a good player.
He is.
$27 million is a lot.
He's a better player than Hauser.
Right.
But Hauser's help you win a championship.
Right.
It's part of your culture that you talk about.
Yes.
I mean, that's why I asked the question. If it's financial, which it is,
right.
That's the reality for the Celtics.
Right.
We've all faced it.
Yes.
Move Simons.
But what I'm saying is that you want somebody who is still a really good player, right?
He's a better player.
And so in return, like if you're moving Simons to get under the cap, like what players are you finding that people want to give up?
That can give you that production.
That can give you not that production, but similar to it.
Yeah.
That are in a $20 million range or a $18 million range.
No,
right?
It's fair.
That's where it becomes difficult.
That's a fair question.
And that they're willing to take a 1-year deal.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a rental.
On this.
I would also say this as it pertains to Hauser, kind of tying it back to him. If you move Simons, okay, no problem. I don't have an issue with that. But now Hauser can't necessarily just be in that role player role this season.
Right.
I need more out of you. So some of it is that too.
Yes.
We need to have that conversation, which I don't want to be unfair to him because I am a fan. And this feels Hauser bashing, and that's not what we're doing. But listen, if I move a Simons, hypothetically, for the sake of this combo, I need more from you, bro.
Yeah.
If I'm not moving you and I'm moving him because I'm investing in you, then I need more. You can't just be the role player for the Tatum and Brown show like you were before.
Right.
Now, we need more minutes. We need more production.
Yeah, more production for sure.
Better defense.
You got to be a better defender. You got to be able to play out there for longer than 3-4 minutes at a time. You have to be able to put the ball on the deck. Like, I'm not saying that Hauser can't put the ball on the deck, but he has to be able to create a little bit more for others. I'm not asking for him to be Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying?
Change his whole game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying,
what's got into Hauser?
When you get that catch and shoot opportunity and dudes hug up on you, you got to be able to put that shot fake in the air, put the ball on the ground, 1-2, drop off, throw the hook pass to the corner. You got to be able to do everything.
So you're not looking for the
No.
But you need something. Okay, let me ask you this. Big picture, macro. Is this apron and trading this guy and trying to get the money right? I know everyone has this foregone conclusion. Maybe this is another topic for another banner.
Yes.
But everyone has this foregone conclusion that, next season they'll struggle, and then they'll be right back to winning championships.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as too much damn tinkering here?
Yeah.
Where, okay, Tatum comes back healthy, great. We got Tatum.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden now, that championship window, even with the injury that we thought was open this wide, is now down to here or closed.
Right.
Do you feel that way? Or I think most people feel as though if you have a healthy Tatum and a healthy Jaylen Brown, it appears as though Derek White's going to be here forever and ever, amen, then you're going to be just fine with that big three.
No, I mean, I disagree. I agree with everything that you were saying before. There's too much tinkering.
I agree.
Continuity matters. Like having Mazzulla, like them re-signing Mazzulla, that was a move of them saying, "Hey, we got to keep our core, our guys in house, right?"
Yes.
JT, JB, Derek White, definitely a good start, right?
Yeah.
But you definitely need the Pritchards, you need the Sam Hausers because they bring a different type of understanding of how to play with those superstars. Now, Derek White obviously can tell you that because he's not a superstar, right? He's more of a high-end role player.
He is the ultimate. Yeah, he's like Manu Ginobili.
Right, exactly. But, you need the guys like Hauser who's like, yeah, man, when Tatum does this, do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Brown does this, do that. This is how we space the floor. This is how you know what I mean? Like, when guys get out of position defensively, this is how I help them recover. You know what I mean? You need those kind of conversations from guys like that who have been there, especially, the bigs are all
They're all gone. They're all gone now.
None of them, when you're losing that from the bigs, you definitely need the wings that are going to stay there and help out as well.
This is just, Celtics are just stressing me out, bro. Like, it feels like I haven't been on this show since they were winning championships. But honestly, since the last time I was here and we were having conversations about this team last offseason to now, I'm stressed out. Right. It's just, and I get it. I think we all get it. Like this is therapeutic for us all.
Yes.
It's financial.
Yes.
And so I do understand that. And we're not going to have Tatum next season anyway.
Yes.
And the East is trash. So more than likely this team will make the playoffs.
Right.
But it's just like I think you're messing around a little bit too much and playing with playoff and championship fire. Mm-hmm. It is not enough, in my opinion, for Tatum to come back, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Tatum, and whatever your team looks like around them. Right. And then to make the playoffs in the East and fizzle out. That's not enough. This is about championship.
It is about championships. And, I don't want to forget about, because obviously we talk Celtics all the time. I want to quickly ask you, the Lakers part of this equation, right? If the Lakers were to get them, obviously we know
Hauser,
right? We know that's not going to happen. We know.
I don't think so. We don't think so.
That's probably not going to happen.
I don't think so.
If that were to happen, how would he fit in with them?
Oh, he's perfect.
You think so?
What do you mean?
I don't like it.
How?
LeBron.
Don't do this. This is what you do. You're slandering.
Ruins him and his LeBron mafia, whatever you want to call it, ruins guys like this. We talk about, Dorian Finney-Smith is trash. Only when he got to the LA and played with LeBron. Gabe Vincent is garbage. Only when he got to LA and played with LeBron. Jared Vanderbilt's garbage. He can't do this and that. Only when he got to LA and played with LeBron. So he's going to ruin them.
No, he's not.
He's going to ruin them.
Before we go to break.
Talk about him not playing well in the playoffs here in Boston. How do you think it's going to be when he misses a shot or he goes 0 for 5 in the game with the Lakers? Yeah, them fans, they're going to be calling for his head.
This is what makes me sick about Ountae before we go to break. He's not wrong, but at the same time when he says, well, LeBron Mafia ruins guys, yeah, there's examples of that. But there's also examples of this guy being so sharp basketball IQ-wise.
Yes.
I think Hauser can work there. Yes. There is a flip side to that coin. He gives them what they need. He can shoot. He's a role player. He knows his role. He can get in that rotation. Mm-hmm. He doesn't play defense. He'll fit in with the Lakers perfectly. Mm-hmm. But that team is Luka and LeBron at this point. And I said Luka first for a reason. And then Austin Reeves is their big three, if you want to say that. Sam Hauser would fit perfectly.
I'm just
Come
saying.
in, shoot, get out.
I'm glad you brought up Austin Reeves. I watched, but as you say,
but he can play.
Thine eyes.
He can play.
I watched him when Luka and LeBron didn't play, when Luka was supposed to play his first game, and they played the Pacers. I watched with my own two eyes with my mother. Austin Reeves dropped 40 without LeBron. I'm just saying.
Facts.
But he ain't dropping 40 with him.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I'm just
shout outs to Mom.
Against the Pacers.
Shout outs to Mom.
Who went to the finals, by the way.
Shout outs to Mom.
Shout out to Mom.
Hey, by the way, coming up here on Hold My Banner, a Celtics legend weighed in on what's going on right now with this current team. He was not happy. We'll tell you who and what he said next, right here on Hold My Banner. Shoot it! Welcome back to Hold My Banner. We got some drama in the club. Check out this tweet via the Boston Globe. The story says Celtics legend Bob Cousy on Jaylen Brown with Jayson Tatum out. Quote, in my judgment, Jaylen is not quite at the superstar level Tatum is. Can he carry the load by himself? I see a major rebuilding effort coming. Whoa. So this tweet's from Legion Hoops, but the story's via the Boston Globe. Wow. That's a tall order there from Cousy.
From the top ropes, dog.
I mean, that is from the top ropes. I know a lot of people probably agree, so we can get into all that here. But I want to start with if I'm Jaylen Brown. Mm-hmm. I feel a type of way with that. I almost feel like here we go again. Mm-hmm. For years, it was always Tatum against Brown, right? And then they won the title, and it was Jaylen Brown that was the closer.
Right.
And I thought, and I'm sure Jaylen Brown thought, and I know you thought because we've talked about it, all that was put to bed. Yeah. All that noise was quelled. Wrong. Tatum's out. You're carrying the show now,
Yeah.
and now you got a legend saying, "Yeah, I don't think he can do it."
Right.
This has to sting a little for Jaylen Brown.
I mean, it stings for Jaylen Brown. It
has
stings
to.
for all of the Boston Celtics fans who had hope.
Well,
going
some of them agree with Cousy though.
Yeah, some of them do.
Some of them agree with Cousy.
And honestly, bro, I think some of them are wrong. Like, I think we look at that year that Jaylen Brown had alone as a rookie, and we say, oh, well, he wasn't this and he wasn't that, and he's not going to be this and he's not going to be that because of that. I think, like, when you watch that last game at home that he played with the Boston Celtics, obviously we had Luke Cornett, who had a huge game.
Sure.
We had KP, we had Drew Holiday on the team, we had Al Horford. All those guys are gone. But his ability to rally these dudes around him, he dove on the floor with a torn meniscus.
Yeah, he did.
Gave Boston everything he had. This dude is a grinder. He is Boston personified.
He really is.
He really is.
And he's in the community helping out too.
In the community,
he's literally Boston.
Intelligent dude.
Yeah, yep.
Knows exactly what he's trying to do on the basketball court. Plays hard. Has only gotten better. Oh, I don't have a left. Worked out on his left hand. No one was saying that last year. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't shoot. I can't do this. Shooting percentages have only continued to rise and rise and rise as he's continued to go throughout his career. This dude has given Boston every single thing, and every single time we see these tweets and people are making these comments saying that he can't do this and he can't do that. He is going to be better than people expect.
I would have to agree. In fact, since we're here and Bob Cousy kind of set us up for this, thank you to the legend.
Yes.
There's a flip side to the coin that he's talking about, which is what you said. If Jaylen Brown comes out, let's have an honest convo.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown comes out this season, puts up big numbers, leads his team to the playoffs, which in the East, not a tall task.
Right.
Just get him in. Could he not be someone that we're looking at for league MVP? I actually think Jaylen Brown has an opportunity here. I thought personally, and so did Ountae, that winning the title and him being the closer en route to said title would put all this nonsense to bed that he can't carry a franchise, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if he goes out this season and he does it, and they're not going to win the title, okay? We can all say amen, but he gets his team in a weak Eastern Conference in the playoffs. He has MVP-like numbers. I don't think he'll win it, but I think he'll be a candidate. I think he's someone you have to take serious for the MVP award. Do you think that at that point, I mean, what the hell more can he do?
Yeah.
Do you think that would put this stuff to bed? I almost think he needs that kind of season, full season without Tatum.
Yes.
I'll show you I can carry a franchise. Get off of me.
I do. And the thing about it is, I think everyone expects him to be Tatum. Tatum is more of a playmaker. He can do those things.
Facilitate,
and do all of those things.
He can take over, but he's more of a, I agree.
Right.
That's a good
Jaylen
assessment.
Brown can do those things.
Yes.
He can't do it to the level that Tatum can do it.
That's right.
But as far as, can he shoot the three?
He's a killer.
Can he shoot the three? Yes.
Yes.
Will he dunk on your center?
Yes.
Yes.
He's a killer.
Well, can he shoot the mid-range at the high level?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So he can score on all three levels.
Yep.
He is a willing passer and a smart passer, makes the right decision and makes smart passes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this dude could be a guy that's MVP. I was actually, as you were talking about that, I don't, think that he will win it. You know what I mean? But I do think that he could end up being a top 5 candidate.
A candidate.
In MVP numbers.
Finalist.
I'm looking at the numbers because you're a betting man. Plus 15,000.
You said something about betting? I'm your Huckleberry.
Plus 15,000
For MVP?
for MVP.
I don't think he's going to win it. I wouldn't make the bet. But I tell you what I would do, because now you got my betting wheels spinning, I would wait until player props come out.
Yes.
And I would take the over on everything Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Also, because fantasy basketball is a part of gambling, if you're not in a keeper league and you're drafting, get your hands on Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Because I think also, you talk about the facilitating part of his game. I think almost by default this season, by necessity, we will get more of that.
Yeah.
And so not only the scoring, which you illustrated, and the style in which he does it, but some of this other stuff, you should get an uptick in rebounds.
Yeah.
You should get an uptick in assists because he's got to do every damn thing.
Right.
I mean, the guy's scoring, he's rebounding, he's dropping dimes, he's making hot dogs. He has to do everything for the Celtics because who the hell else is other than Derek White?
And that's the thing that I was going to bring up, too. Like, we're talking about, I think, like, when you're asking for him to do all this extra stuff, like facilitating, I don't even think the Boston Celtics are going to ask him to be more of a facilitator. Like, it'll uptick a little bit.
Because it has to.
It's not like, once again, they're not going to be asking him to be Chris Paul.
Right,
You know what
that's
I'm
right.
saying? You ain't coming off every ball screen, playing the whole game
That's right.
through you. We still got Derek White. Anthony Simons is one of the best ball screen offensive players in the league.
He is.
I don't care what anybody has to say about defense, blah, blah, blah.
He
blah.
is.
Him coming off a pick and roll is a problem. It's a threat. It's a serious threat.
Yeah.
So why would you ask him to freaking watch Jaylen Brown come off screens?
Sure.
You wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You're going to play into his ability. So if he is on the team, that's going to help out a lot. It's going to take off a lot of pressure on this guy because I don't think people realize that the Boston Celtics haven't had a guy who can come off a ball screen and shoot the three at that level probably ever.
I was going to say, when is the last time?
Like, seriously, probably ever. Like, this dude.
Larry.
Right. Like.
Way back.
Right. Like, he can really come off the ball screen, and he's going to let it fly. He gets space. This is baby Dame.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is that kind of player. So, when it comes to shooting threes, he's that kind of guy. So you got to understand that Jaylen Brown's going to have a beautiful opportunity to play his role at a high level, which could end up putting him in MVP conversations. Now, look, I want to ask you this because, Mr. Cousy has some other things to say. He was a little critical.
What?
He was a little critical during that article of Joe Mazzulla.
Oh, well, that's just my game. What did he say about Joe?
And he essentially, I won't read the quote, but
all right.
I'll give you the Sparks Note version. Essentially, he said, hey, the Celtics shouldn't have lost to the Knicks.
He's right.
And you got to look at Joe Mazzulla as possibly a reason why they should have beat them.
No, possibly. He was outcoached.
And
he's right.
And he's also critiqued their play style, saying that shooting threes all the time isn't the way that they should go. They shouldn't be hunting threes. They should be taking threes when they get them.
Okay, that part of it, I would push back on the legend respectfully, of course. Mm-hmm. I think that's an outdated way of thinking, just like I think his sort of Jaylen Brown can't, carry the franchise. I think that's slightly outdated, too. I think all these recent champions, including the Celtics, have proven nowadays you need 2, 3. You need a big 3.
Right.
Some teams have big 4.
Yeah.
So I think there's this outdated sort of, well, you have to be the man and carry. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
I would also argue that with the stylistic part of this. And I know for those of you who are OG viewers, you're saying, well, Travis, you used to cuss all the time about how this team just runs down and jacks up threes. I never disputed the stylistic aspect of that because that's the NBA now.
Right.
My thing that used to drive me crazy and drive me to drinking and cussing on this program is you have to have another gear.
Right.
There are certain circumstances and certain games and certain situational basketball moments where you can't run down and jack up threes. You need to attack the rim, i.e. the G-damn Knicks series where
Game
we were
1 and
at
2.
the game screaming, please go to the cup.
Right.
They wouldn't do it. So you just need to have that gear. That's all. All the great coaches in this league, that's what they do.
Right.
Hey, this is our style. This is what we do. But if we get, I would argue the damn Pacers were in the finals because of that.
Yeah.
Because of Carlisle's ability to say, all right, tonight we can't come down and live and die by this 3. We got to attack the rim. All right, tonight, hey, they're giving us a shot. Take it. Green light. They were able to sort of cater their style to who they were playing. Does that make sense? And I think with Mazzulla, well, quite frankly, we're going to find out this year whether or not he has that gear. Because personnel-wise, Ountae, he can't just go down and chuck threes anymore. He can't do that.
And when you're playing Derek White, who's one of the best shot-blocking guards, physical.
Maybe the best in the league.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever. You get down. Like, he ain't got no issues with the paint. He likes the paint.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Jaylen Brown, too.
Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Who, slasher.
He prefer it.
You know what I'm saying? He'd rather take somebody's head off. You know what I mean? And then a 6'9", swole body, Superman looking, Jayson Tatum, you have an opportunity to be a physical team.
Yes.
And even back last year, 7-3, Porzingis, you know what I'm saying? You could dominate the paint if you wanted to.
Sure.
So I'm 100% with you. There is opportunities where the Celtics shoot threes and they look like, man, who can stop this team? Because when that thing is going in, when the Sam Hauser, like we were talking about earlier, is hitting his 40%,
sure.
When Pritchard's shooting from the coach's line, when Tatum is going good, shooting his stupid step back and knocking it down, when Brown comes out in fast breaks and is letting them go, when Drew Holiday, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
They were amazing. It was like, who can stop this team? But there was moments where they got into lulls. And it was just because, was it an open shot? 100%. But you guys have missed 10 in a row.
Facts.
Like, at some point, get to the free throw line, do something, see one go in. Because that's Hooper nature.
Yes.
Sometimes you get cold. And sometimes you get cold because your team is cold and it's just stagnant. And so sometimes you just got to say, hey, man, we got to get to the free throw line. Hey, man, I don't care. Like, go through this dude's chest. I don't care if you get a charge. Set the tone. Let them know that we're still coming. You know what I mean? It's a psychological game as well.
I wasn't worth a damn at basketball compared to you. And I still hear coaches in my head saying inside-out game. So I know you heard that ad nauseum.
Hell yeah.
And it's just, and that's my thing. I understand in this NBA, it is a three-ball-centric game. I don't even have a problem with that. You just have to have another gear available. That's my only argument for Joe Mazzulla. But, hey, that's the beauty, too, of playing in a place like Boston. You're going to have outspoken legends, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it because they earned it. So Jaylen Brown might feel a type of way, but you're not going to get Jaylen Brown coming out saying, hey, Cousy, zip it. That's not going to happen because he's a legend, and this is this market. That's what's so great about it.
And you have to know really quickly before we go to break. Like, you and I are fans of Joe Mazzulla and what he's done. I don't think people are come on, bro. People aren't giving him enough credit for going out there and winning in 2024. He had a team that a couple of coaches couldn't get there for. Brad couldn't get there. Ime definitely didn't get there because he wanted to do some nefarious things, possibly. But a couple of people have came in and had the core of Jaylen Brown and JT and couldn't figure it out. He did.
If you want to get your drip right, go to NessonWearables.com, get you some Hold My Banner swag. Go on and log on there, get you something, get fresh like Ountae. Not me. He's a fashionista. Me, I'm just a guy. But when we come back here on Hold My Banner, we will preview Ja Morant and the Grizzlies as we continue to preview every team leading up to the NBA season. All that and more right here on Hold My Banner. Roll with us. Welcome back to Hold My Banner. We're continuing our team previews for the upcoming season. Here's season 8 here, the tweet from the Grizzlies. Hey, I don't know, Ountae. I'll tell you this. I look at this Grizzlies team, and I just start blaming Ja Morant for everything. I really do. I'm sorry. I think back to however many years ago it was. I think it was like 3 seasons ago now, where Ja Morant's cooking. He's one of the most exciting young players in this league. They have Desmond Bane. They have that young core together. I believe they were like a 2 seed out west. And you're like, okay, the Grizzlies, they didn't win the title, but the Grizzlies mean business. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come. Wrong, wrong, wrong. All because of Ja. Ja gets to popping off quite literally. He gets suspended, then he gets hurt, then he comes back, he's suspended again. What the hell's going on? Next thing you know, this young core is broken up. I just don't, there's no shame in what happened to them last season in a sense of they barely made the postseason. They were like an 8 seed, right? And you get absolutely smoked, slapped in the face by the champs, by the Thunder, who smacked everyone for the most part. But there's no shame in that, but I also get the sense that the Grizzlies organization, big picture, thinks they're closer than they probably are. I mean, you look out west, there are teams who have already developed, passed them, and lapped them. I mean, the Thunder's one of them. So if you're the Grizzlies, I bet you because they have Ja Morant and they think he's focused now, and we'll see if he can stay healthy. Great. That's a great asset. He's a great player. But as an organization, I don't think they're close, Ountae. And I think when you see them against another level, like the Thunder, you see just how far that Mendoza line is. It's a cliff. It is not close. I don't think they're as close as they think.
Yeah, they're not. It reminds me of that Atlanta Hawks team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years back.
Yes.
You know, when they got there and they shouldn't have been there.
Yes.
And, you know, Ben Simmons fell apart.
Yep.
And that's when his career really started to take a tumble.
Sure did.
And, the Atlanta Hawks thought they were just going to be a perennial.
They'll be back.
Right.
Trae Young's the best.
Right.
And
that the East was just going to be their walkway back to the, eventually to get to the finals. And they never did that.
That's a great analogy.
I think the Memphis Grizzlies are kind of in that same place now where they're like, all right, we think we're good. We just got to be healthy, and we just make a couple of moves, couple of tweaks, bring in a couple of guys who've won championships like Caldwell Pope, you know what I mean? And it's going to get us over the hump. My issue with this team is, and like I think the second apron, we've talked about this, how it's kind of eliminating that real big three.
Sure.
But like, who's the third best player on this team?
I mean, I would say KCP, but he didn't do what I thought he was going to do with the Magic.
Right. And is Jaylen Wells ready to take the leap that he,
Maybe.
that they think that he's going to take? Maybe.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I like him.
But Zach Edey's rookie year left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about him, dog.
You know what I mean? Ty Jerome's a great ad, but there was a reason that Cleveland didn't want to bring him back. You know what I'm saying?
told me to not bet Edey for rookie.
I did.
It always comes back to gambling, peeps. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I bet on Zach Edey. I call him the big ugly. Well, that's self-explanatory. I thought for sure he was going to be rookie of the year. This man to my left told me, don't do it. If you want to waste your money, go on give it to me instead. I said, no. His skill's going to translate from college to the NBA. He's going to work on his jumper. Zach Edey going to take the league by storm. And I'll be doggone if I didn't lose all my money messing with Zach Edey. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest.
No,
if I ever see your big self in real life, I'm just playing. He's 7'9". What can I do with that?
Crush you,
He'll
dude.
little bro me. He'll just hold me like this. I'll be swinging. You're not getting near me. I can still call him ugly,
his
though.
voice deep as heck.
You know he's deep as hell. Go
anyways,
ahead. My bad.
Their team just needs that second start because Ja has had the injury issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even Jaren's had injury issues.
I do like Jaren.
And the whole entire rest of the lineup, even when I look at, Vince Williams, Gigi Jackson, Brandon Clark, like all these dudes have had the injury bug come in at one point or another, right? And when I look at this lineup as well, like if Ja Morant's not playmaking for these dudes, it gets really scary.
It's a wrap.
For who's getting these guys open. They have a lot of shooters. They have a lot of defenders. They have that. But they do not have a lot of playmaking on this roster. If Ja is not healthy and he doesn't do the things that he needs to do, and if he doesn't, we talked about last episode with Zion and all this other stuff, improving his jumper. If Ja doesn't improve his jumper, going into what is this, year 4 or 5 now? Like, they're dead.
Yeah.
They're dead, especially when you talk about how good the Western Conference is.
Let's do this exercise. First of all, I'm also upset that I wasn't here for the Zion episode because
I got you. I took care of you.
No.
I took care of you.
Okay.
I did it justice.
All right. So these are the teams in front of the Grizzlies in terms of playoff status that got better. Not worse. Stop me if you think the Grizzlies got better than any of these teams.
Let's go.
You know how we play the games, right?
Yep.
Stop me when.
Yep.
Thunder, of course. Rockets, Lakers,
Yep.
Nuggets, Clippers, Timberwolves, Golden State.
Yep.
Those were all the Golden State?
The Golden State didn't get better. They ain't get better. What did they do?
What if they get Al Horford?
They ain't getting nothing. They can't get nothing until we'll talk about them when it's time to talk about
What
the
if they get
Warriors.
Al Horford?
But they ain't get better.
All right,
Anyways,
so one team then, right?
Yes.
Here are the two teams behind them.
Yes.
Now, this team got worse.
The Kings.
Kings. But then the Mavericks, who we'll get to later in the program.
Right.
They got better.
Right.
So I'm like, where are the Grizzlies are going to be right back where they were. They'll be an 8 seed.
And then you got to even go down. We talked about them last episode too. The San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, I didn't even. I was doing who was in there. But yeah, the Spurs are a lot better.
But the Spurs are going to get a lot
sure.
better too. So,
For sure.
when you're just talking about wins, because wins are available. You can either get them or you can't get them. You know what I'm saying? So if the Spurs are winning, that means somebody else is losing. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that the Spurs have to get to 50 wins. I'm just saying.
Someone
if they go
drops
from
out.
freaking, what are they at, 34 to 45, that's 11 losses for some other team.
Which the Grizzlies would fit that criteria.
Right.
Now, here, let's go positive Grizzlies.
Yes.
You do have Ja Morant.
Yes.
He can improve that jumper.
Right.
Like, if he's putting in the work, okay, we'll see it. And here's the other silver lining. I still think, and I would bet this, there'll be a playoff team in the West. I just don't believe they're going to get back to, what did I say, a 2 seed a couple years back? They ain't, that ain't happening. They're going to be where they are now, I think. I think they'll be a 7-8 play-in-ville type team. And that's just, it is what it is. And that's with an improved job, by the way.
I can't bank on the help. How many games did you say they won last year? 48?
Who, the Grizz?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were 48 and 34.
They're probably going to be closer to 42, 40.
No, I'm not going that big.
I think low 40s for this team. If Josh stays healthy, then
I'm around 48,
this is
45.
me predicting, and I'm not hoping. I hope that he stays healthy.
Well, of course. But he gets hurt.
His track record
he gets hurt.
has shown us that he's not. You talked about him getting smacked against the Thunder, and all I'm thinking in my head is seeing him put his hand in front of the camera because he's sitting on the bench again to watch his team get smacked by 40 against the Champs. So I'm banking on the fact that I don't think that he's going to be healthy, which means I'm putting this team in the low 40s in the win column.
Boy, that's play-in-ville then.
Yeah.
I mean, those teams last year, that was like Kings, Mavericks, Suns were right around there, all fighting for play-in. Wow.
That's where I got them.
I said my range was there. That's like my floor for them.
Right.
My ceiling, though, I think they could do 48, maybe 45 again and get like an 8 seed. But they're going to get bounced because guess who's going to be the one? Either the Rockets or the Thunder again, and that's called you lose, Grizzlies. You lose. Now, when we come back, we'll keep this team preview train rolling as we look at the new look Mavericks and some dude, I don't know, maybe you heard of him around here, Cooper Flagg. I think he's from here. I don't know. We'll do it next, right here on Hold My Banner. Roll with us. Welcome back to Hold My Banner. Now, as a professional hater, I gotta say, I gotta give some love to this. Look at this tweet from the Mavericks. Couldn't imagine a more beautiful thing, right? This is in Maine. This is Cooper Flagg, a leader of men, guiding his Mavericks through a corn maze that says this, Cooper, the Maine, get it, event. And then look at him. This is like the Jordan Jumpman, but it's Coop. I mean, this is too cool right here, man. This makes me want to go visit this if it's still up in Maine.
Yeah, it is. In Carina, Maine, we got Coop, but make it corn.
I need to Coop, but make it corn.
Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for this.
I want to go here, bro. Can we do a Hold My Banner live from Carina, Maine?
I would love that.
You know who could hook us up is TC.
Oh,
he is Mr. Maine.
Mr. Maine. We got to ask him about
the only person in Maine bigger than Cooper Flagg is TC. TC could hook us up. He probably got a corn maze, too. We could check that out.
Yeah, he probably did.
There's a TC corn maze. You better believe
it. And a ski hill and all different types of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
He got everything.
He got his own lobster
Soccer
roll.
team, lobster roll, whatever you need. Maine, TC's got it.
All
they might as well just change it to TC, the initials, instead of MA.
This is Hold My Banner, not the TC show. So let's get into the Mavericks here. Shout out to our boy TC. Hey, I like this team, bro. Yeah. I told you, I know you don't like the wording of generational being used with Cooper Flagg.
Right.
However, you have said dude can play.
Yes.
He's going to make a great impact immediately in the NBA. You're just not buying the generational stuff. But I am buying that this kid makes winning plays.
Yes.
I think the Mavericks, and you know what I'm going to say because you're going to say the same thing. Mavericks fans say the same thing. We all say the same thing. Barring injury, which is a big thing for this team, no doubt about it, but barring injury, I do believe in this team, and I do believe they're one of those many teams out west that could cause a lot of problems for the Thunder.
Yeah, it is. I'm a little nervous about when Kyrie comes back.
Yes. The timeline.
Right, the timeline. Will D'Angelo Russell be willing to accept his role as a backup once that does eventually happen?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Will these guys be ready to play? Because Kyrie comes in, and he's a good facilitator and everything like that, but he gonna shoot that ball.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
He's Kyrie.
And so that's another 15, 20 shots a game that's sitting on the bench right now. So a lot of guys who think they're stars or think they're doing things in certain roles, like a Caleb Martin who's going to obviously step up. We've seen them step up in many of places. Like, are they going to be okay with Kyrie coming in and starting off slow, because I'm sure it's going to be slow to start, and then, finally kicking it up to gear. And then obviously, can AD stay healthy? Can Klay stay healthy? Hopefully Cooper Flagg stay healthy. Can Derek Lively stay healthy? These are the questions that you have about a team like this. But I agree. I mean, the ceiling is a championship for this Dallas Mavericks.
This is going to sound weird to you, but walk with me. I almost think what could help the Mavericks is if they do get bitten by the injury bug, you don't want anything catastrophic, okay?
Yes.
Because this team, all these players you just named, I think we're past the point of if these players get hurt. It's when, okay?
Right.
So where I'm at is if the Mavericks get bitten by the injury bug earlier in the season, and expectations are tempered, and they're not going to be written off because they're too talented.
Right.
But if people are like, you're paying more attention to the Thunder and the Rockets and maybe the Spurs and some of the other top teams in the West, and you're like, yeah, the Mavericks, they'll make the playoffs, but they ain't no good.
Right.
And then they can get healthy before the end of the regular season, so they have some time to gel, and they go into the playoffs healthy.
Right.
They'll be dangerous.
Yes.
Whereas if this team comes out gangbusters and they're killing it and they get Kyrie back and you're like, oh, here come the Mavericks, I think they could fizzle out, run out of gas, get hurt, and be duct taped together by the time of the playoffs. Does that make sense? They almost remind me of a racehorse in a way. Like, I think the Mavericks are one of those teams that as you come down that stretch, they could be dangerous if they're whole.
Right. But it's one of those things where that you don't want to get too behind in the race.
Yeah, because the West is so good.
Because the West is so good. So you have to win some.
Yeah.
You got to get hot somewhat early.
You can't be below.
But because, we quickly saw AD came back, but that team was dead already. You know what I'm saying? And so him trying to help will them to a play-in win and get them to the playoffs and all that other stuff, it was too little too late at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirits of the team were down. There was times where we weren't even sure if the Mavericks were going to have enough players to play games.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thought their lack of depth even hurt them in the finals against the Celtics.
100%. But when you look at this roster, when you look at it healthy, because you got a P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford,
they have depth
Najee
now.
Marshall,
They're deep.
Max Christie, Dante Exum.
They're deep.
You know what I'm saying? They got players that are Jaden Hardy. They got players that can play.
They're deep now.
All the way through, 12 deep.
Yeah.
So, it's really I think they were preparing for the fact that they're probably not going to be healthy. And so they have to have all these players just in case, AD does go down. Kyrie is going to be out for a while. Hopefully Klay can play a full season. We know his health has been an issue over the course of the last couple of years of his career. So, I think once again, this Mavericks team, the ceiling is super high, but that floor is also low, but not as low as last year because of Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, I agree. So let's put some numbers on him. In my head, right, if Cooper Flagg can get me, let's give him a range.
Yes.
I'll go 17 to 20, but I think he's probably closer to the 17 side of things.
Right.
And some of you may be thinking, well, that's low. Well, the reason why is I don't necessarily need Cooper Flagg. I don't need the 30-point Duke version.
Right.
What I need is a guy crashing boards.
Right.
This is why I love him. I think he crashes boards. He plays great defense. He can facilitate. He can be a playmaker. I think the Mavericks would be better suited because some of those names you talked about, some of that depth, and we know the stars there. The Mavericks would be better suited to have the Cooper Flagg Swiss Army knife version, who can do everything. I think that behooves them better as a team. It suits them better as a team to have that version rather than to have Cooper Flagg come in, averaging 20 whatever, and trying to win Rookie of the Year. I think he can still win Rookie of the Year, showing the sort of the vastness of his game. And I think it will help his team win more games that way. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I want to put numbers on it as well. I'm thinking 16 points a game.
Oh, you're going lower than me.
That's where I'm at. Just because you do have Klay, you do have AD, you have D'Angelo Russell. Not saying D'Angelo Russell's not a facilitator.
So you don't have him any. You don't think he's averaging 20 at all?
Nah, I personally don't. Not on this team.
A lot of people are.
Not on this team.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
They have guys. This isn't. I think this is going to be more of a 16, like I said.
Yeah.
Points per game. I think it's going to be 8 rebounds a game. I do think that's going to be a really high number for him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think that's going to be a great part of his game. And I'm thinking more like a 4 or 5 assists a game type of game, which I think is great. I think that's a Rookie of the Year
That's
number.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's Rookie of the Year numbers. I think he's going to get, probably average about just under a block, just under a steal, probably a game too.
Winning plays.
Right, exactly.
So you agree with me, you just have his point output a little bit low. I thought I was being low.
No, I
with 17.
We've been talking about this since the day this dude stepped on Duke's campus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me, you, people who were in this building with us at Nesson have always been talking about what Cooper Flagg is going to be as a rookie and blah, blah, blah. And I've been pretty consistent. I think that he's going to be a 16-point-a-game kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
20 would be shocking. I'm not going to lie. 20's a lot for a rookie, and
he's good enough to do that.
He's good,
today.
but I don't think he's a scorer like that. 20 on a team like that, you got to be shooting that ball.
You're forcing it.
You got to be shooting that ball.
And by the way, then they're not winning as much.
If he was playing on the Hornets, yes.
Well, of course.
20.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
If he was playing on the Hornets, I'd be saying trade him.
If he was playing on the Wizards, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God, even
20,
worse.
100%.
Yeah.
But he's not. These guys were in the NBA Finals 2 years ago, Travis.
Right.
This is a good NBA team. They just weren't healthy last year. So I think 16, but a more efficient 16 than we probably would have got if he would have even went to a team like, I don't even know, the Warriors or something like that, like a decent team.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I think this is going to be a good fit for him because he's going to give you an efficient 16 points a game.
Okay, quickly.
Yes.
Look, they were Playinville last year, but we know they had injuries. I kind of feel the same way as the Grizzlies, where I don't have the Mavericks quite as low, but I think the Mavericks are probably a 6 seed in the West, which is really good.
Yeah.
I think they're more dangerous in the postseason than their seeding would imply.
100%.
That's where I'm at with them.
100%.
Okay.
I'm right there with you. They won, 39 games last year. I have them in the upper 40s. I think they're going to be just sub 50 wins this upcoming season, barring all the health that we know of.
Sure.
Right? And, I think that they're going to be a team that is very dangerous when it comes to playoff time. You don't want to see them.
All right, that's it for us here on Hold My Banner. Ountae's going to go and have a wonderful day. I'm going to stay in this chair, so I am forced to be on Hold My Banner for the rest of time. Thanks for joining us. Till next time when we ask you to hold our banner again. Peace. I'm not moving. I'm not leaving. No.